think it should be straight right now. I think you should
Let's
be
say,
good.
hopefully, I say outside of that, hopefully the quality comes out good enough. NBA, nope, that's old. Let's see, live. All right, it says live. I'm gonna click on it. All right, yeah, we working, we working. All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boys over know this off DFS here to bring you some NBA slate breakdown, a special live video because I haven't gone live in a hot minute.
Man.
But yeah, we're live today to go over today's slate. I got my boy, the one, the only, Easy DFS Whisper. You guys know who it is.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's a minute. It's been a minute. He
It
brought
truly has.
he brought me out of retirement for this one. So hey, we're looking forward to a good video. We got what 4 games today on a Monday, which that's kind of crazy though, because usually on Mondays we get at least like what 6, 7 games.
Yeah, normally we would have a nice size slate for Monday, and then Tuesday would be like the 4 or 5
Yeah,
game slate.
chill slate.
But
But either way, we here to make some money, man.
that's the goal. That's the plan. If you guys have not done so already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any of the content that we do put out over here on the channel, and drop a like on this video, or any of the other videos that helped you guys win some money. Now, besides my stuff, make sure you guys go check out my boy Easy. He has been dropping free props, free a lot of stuff for free, a lot. He's been dropping it over on his channel and over on his Twitter. All that stuff you can find it. Go ahead, tell him where to find your Twitter handle at.
Find me on Twitter at easypicks_, just EAZYPICECKS_ You can tell I ain't been to school in a minute, but at my Twitter, that's where I'll post free attack plays, defense plays, everything for Sports Squad, and also the YouTube channel Easy Bets. I believe you can find it under at Easy Picks as well, where I drop all my content. I'll try to do more NBA videos, but you can always get MMA videos. Everything. We got a big MMA card coming up too, so be on the lookout for that. We may have to do, we may have to do a special stream for that. Bring my boy Zoe on, because contrary to whatever he tells y'all, this man be out here killing it in these MMA streets, man.
Yo, we almost smacked that six pick this weekend though. We came close. That point
That
five hook, killed me.
that hurt, man. Because dude put up career high numbers and still barely went over.
That's what I'm
That's
saying. Look,
that beat.
I was sitting here, I was calculating. I was like, all right, hold on, wait a minute. No. He might have missed it. Okay, third round win, 20 points. Oh damn, how many
Mhm.
strikes? Okay, no knockdowns. Bet. Fuck, 120.
Like
What was the
one,
multi?
if
1.6. God damn it,
they would have
boy.
one strike, just one strike, and we would have had it.
That
But it's
shit, it was
hey,
cool though. It was cool. It was definitely I enjoyed the card for the most part. I was sitting there, I was watching the card at work, with it, of course, sharing along and everything like that. And now I was sitting there, and of course, because we're in the season long contest too. And I was like, yeah, I'm climbing, bro. I think it's been back to back weeks. I've been top 10 finish, and I'm like, all
hey,
right.
I tell y'all,
I
I'm.
felt that I was like, this week I got it. And then
Mhm.
when I seen that shit say postpone, I said, nah. Come on. Bro,
Well,
every fighter I had won. And then
man,
I had got one. That one. I was like, come on,
you
man.
got
I
you
was
got kiss of death on that one.
That's what I'm saying.
That
I was like, I just needed the one top, just give me one top three finish. Like I need one or two. Because I think I'm up there
yeah,
kind of
you
in the points right now.
up there. I'm climbing though. I started slow, but I'm right there behind everybody. So all
Hey,
it takes
look,
is first place, and I'm right there.
I'm sitting there, I'm literally I'm reading and watching your content to figure out how to play MMA.
Hey,
Um,
we gonna be up there. At the end of the season, it's gonna be me and you right there. Of course,
I
I'm
say,
gonna.
if people don't understand, especially when it comes down to sports, everybody except for baseball, that's the one sport I'll say it's too much hoopla to understand. But everything else, if you understand how to read stats, you understand how to just look at tendencies and just listen to to what people post on social media, things like that. Like, and especially when I say social media, especially for the fighters, things like
Yeah.
that nature.
Yeah.
You can understand how to build and how to kind of like do the shit,
Facts.
But I mean, all that stuff I really did kind of learn it from just watching your content and stuff. Because you even go into detail. Yeah, he came in. He looked a bit heavy for this weigh-in. Didn't look like it best of shape. Looks very dehydrated. I'm like, okay, all right, bet. So let me pay attention to that. Listening to these little post interviews. Yeah, I had to cut an extra 2-3 pounds. All right, bet. So you're gonna be a little fatigued. Got you.
Yeah, exactly. You got to go into those small little details that everybody doesn't look at. Hell, my boy Liam even looks at social media, like how much followers they got, and you'll be surprised how all of that plays in because at the end of the day, it's a business, and UFC want to prop up the guy that can bring on the most business. But man, it's
True.
the same way in every single sport. Sometimes you just got to build game theory. It's important. You just got to have a game theory in your head and go based off of that, and then let the numbers also back it up.
Speaking of game theory, that's pretty much what the NBA is,
Literally.
but we have more statistic data, hopefully I said that right, to back up what we think of with this, especially like I was talking to you about earlier, doing the player props, the game stacking and things like that. If depending on how you see a game going and how you see it panning out, it's the exact same thing whenever we're building our DFS lines, which of course we're about to get into that. As
Right.
always, like we started with over here, looking at the injury report for these teams. 4-game slate should be quick, simple, easy. Um, pun intended. And I'm gonna break this down with my boy Easy. Starting out, Toronto Raptors taking on the Indiana Pacers. Um, Toronto, no news for them. They're gonna get RJ Barrett back. He missed that last game. We got Narara. He started for him in that last game, but looks like he's good to go back today. On the Pacers side, they won that game against the Mavs yesterday.
Mhm.
They the Pacers are looking legit. I did not think that they were going to be able to beat that duo of Kyrie and Luka, and especially with the weapons that they were able to get in that trade deadline. That surprised me. I give
Hey,
him that.
shout out to my boy Halligoten. He's doing
Hey,
it.
he is. I give it to him. Halliburton with only 12 points yesterday or 12, 17 points, whatever. Still decent.
He going.
But you're not a Pacers fan, are you? I could have sworn you was a Hawks fan.
No, no, I'm a Hawks fan.
I was about to
Fan.
say, you can't be jumping ship.
No, no, no. I just give props where props is due. I just
Okay.
give. Plus, I hate Toronto too, so they had a little rivalry with the Hawks over the last couple years, and they always take our best player, overpay him too. Like when we had DeMario Carroll, great season, took him away from us. Lou Williams, same thing. Schroeder,
Oh.
and like the list goes
Oh,
on.
okay,
And
wait. They didn't take Schroeder. We took Schroeder
well,
from
y'all
them.
Schroeder, but
We took Schroeder.
eventually he showed up there.
True.
So the hit.
He found his way up there somehow. Damn. All right. Detroit taking on New York. For Detroit, they're going to be without Isaiah Stewart, which is what we've actually been able to see a more of. Make sure I got the right twin. Asar. He's been back into the starting lineup for them over there. For New York Knickerbockers, they are still without OG, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. Hopefully, they get them back later on in the next coming weeks before the playoffs. The Brooklyn Shitters, Ben Simmons, game time decision. Really don't give anything if he actually plays. For the Memphis Memphis Grizzlies, they are still without Desmond Bain, Brandon Clark, John Conchar, Scottie Pippen Jr., Marcus Smart. Looks like they do got Derrick Rose back, but I doubt we will see Derrick Rose play because what's the point of even playing him? This is just a wash season for the Memphis Grizzlies. They might as well just go ahead and try to get that draft pick that they need. But the biggest thing, and I've been saying this ever since time I see the Memphis Grizzlies on the slate, it's a 2-point spread in favor of the Brooklyn Shitters. G League team playing against an actual NBA team, it shouldn't be a 2-point spread. Every other team that has played against Memphis has had a double-digit spread. And you know what? Memphis has kept it close every single game, and even won, and not even one, has won a couple of these games that they should not have won. It's been crazy.
Hard on their team, man.
They do. They play with a lot of heart. G.G. Jackson, Zaire Williams, all those guys. They play truly with some heart out there. And then last but not least, we got the Miami Heat taking on Sacramento Kings. Tyler Hero, I could have sworn that I seen that he was going to be out today. Last alert that I had got. I'm going to have to look at that. Let me see if Tyler Hero, yeah, his knee, he is ruled out. I don't know why they still have him as a game time decision. Let me refresh this real quick. But okay, yeah, boom. Tyler Hero, he is out. And then, of course, Thomas Bryant, Jimmy Butler, both of them are suspended. Jimmy for 1 game, Thomas Bryant for 3 games for the little scuffle that they got into in that last game going up against the Pelicans. Did you see that?
Yeah, is it bad that's when I realized Thomas Bryant was still in the NBA?
No, it's not. I mean, Thomas Bryant, he's buried on the Miami Heat's bench, which I'm was confused on what the hell Thomas Bryant was even doing. Him and Alvarado going back and forth for what? But
Didn't get
when
it.
they said that game was pretty physical, refs wasn't really calling anything, and it's kind of the same thing that we always see anyway with players like Zion, Braun, these big players that can
Yeah,
bowl and ball, just drive down in there. They get fouled all the time, but they don't call those fouls and stuff unless they actually get thrown. It's ridiculous. But
right.
I do agree. You can't ref certain players one way, ref others another way. If we're trying to be consistent, stuff like that. Like, yeah,
Nah,
it did get out of hand in that game. But Miami, pretty short-handed. I know Miami's going to kind of be the chalk for today, especially them, just like the Memphis Grizzlies. They are going to be without quite a bit of their key pieces, especially with Tyler Hero injury and Butler being out. They're
yep,
still without Terry Rozier and Josh Richardson. Nikola Jovic, he's out as well. And then for the Kings, they're on the back end of a back-to-back. They whooped on the Clippers last night. Alex Len, he's out, and Sasha, he's out as well. But regular starters and all that good jazz for them over there. So
yeah,
heading over to DraftKings, the site that I play the most on, the site that if you guys don't got an account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join me over here on the King. Tonight is another night where I've said this time and time again, whenever they do this, it is $4 entry for the big contest to win 100K to first. This is legit your lottery ticket. Put $5 in the DraftKings, play a lottery ticket entry into this. It's 4 games. Just
yeah.
go do a random spin on an optimizer. Just put it in. You never know. You might sit here and win 25K or something like that. But just take a chance. Literally, lottery ticket. I love slates like this whenever they give us these small entries along with the single entry stuff that we can play. Definitely worth it. I definitely do think you get a pretty good bang for your buck, but definitely check that out. If you guys don't got an account, check the link down in the description so you guys get that deposit bonus and join me over here on the King. Starting on the Toronto Raptors side, looking at it, really, Scotty Barnes, quickly, RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Gary Trent Jr. That's going to be a starting five. The usage and everything for this team right now really has been condensed with Scotty Barnes quickly, RJ Barrett whenever he's actually in there. And then, of course, Poeltl. Gary Trent, if he's hot, he's hot. He's going to actually get going. I will say at that 4,800 price tag, and the fact he's actually been seeing 30 minutes with or without RJ Barrett being out there. We've seen 33 minutes in that last game, 26 in the game without RJ Barrett. I do like the upside for him, especially going in a game versus the Pacers, who we do know play fast, who we do know can get up and down, and definitely can surrender and give up quite a bit of threes. If Gary Trent can actually get hot at that 4,800 price tag, I do like that for him here in that spot. Outside of that, I will say Jakob Poeltl, centers, and just bigs period. Jakob Poeltl and Scotty Barnes, my two favorite plays, honestly, from the Toronto Raptors, period, just for the matchup. And we recently just seen this before they went on the All-Star break. They played the Pacers. Scotty, 36 minutes, dropped 58.5 fantasy points in that game. Kind of looking back like the Scotty of old before they made the trade, sending Siakam away. He went out there, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists at 8'9". Decent price tag for him. Getting closer to that uncomfortable range, but still, I don't mind him. And then if I want the value, can come down here to Jakob Poeltl. 30 minutes in that last game, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, dropped 43.75 fantasy points, and sitting at 6,400. Pretty cheap for what you consider. I understand they got Kelly Olynyk. I'm not too worried about that off the bench. Poeltl, those minutes pretty much seem secure, 25 to 30-ish minutes. That should be there for him regardless. Kelly Olynyk, that's more of just a GPP option. Just depending on if you think that he's going to actually go out there and do something in his 16 to 20 minutes that he might get. But outside of that, it's really the bigs and then a splash of Gary Trent Jr. over there for me. What do you think?
Yeah, when it comes to Toronto, for me, you pretty much nailed everybody that I like. My top two plays, Scotty. I mean, I've already dropped the prop on Scotty early this morning. Really like Scotty in this matchup. If it stays close, he's probably the main guy, the main reason why the game stays close. And if they win, it's probably because of him as well. As you can see, been averaging 44.8. Scotty might be one of the players I've played the most this season when it comes to just DFS props and everything. I think Scotty Barnes is in a great matchup here. The price tag, I'm okay with it, 8-9. I could definitely take that. He stuffs the stat sheet, and y'all know I love players that stuff the stat sheet and get every single thing. Up next, Jakob Poeltl, just like he said, man, it's a good matchup for him. He can come out here and show out. RJ Barrett, I do have some interest in him as well. I think he can get his scoring going tonight, and if that rebound prop is still anywhere from like 4.5 to 6, just go ahead and take it. That feels too low, and I think he could get a double double in this matchup. And everybody else, I'm not really interested. What happened to Bruce Brown? Like, this dude used to actually be decent. Nowadays, he's just unplayable. I do
It's
have
just because
little.
he's on the Raptors. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, I do have little interest in Kelly Olynyk just as a value play if you really, really need it or just want to be different. And Gary Trent, I just can never get this dude right. Like, every time I pick Gary Trent, he shoots 3 of 18. Like, you just can't make it up. So if he's the one that beats me today, I'll be all right with it. But my main looks here is Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, and Poto. But Scotty Barnes might just be my favorite play on the slate.
Now I will say Scotty Barnes, I do like his fantasy point prop. I want to say it was sitting at like 40
42
something.
and a half.
Yeah, I do like his fantasy point prop. I do think this is definitely one of those matchups that he should be able to, not even should go over. But then I also know that Jacopo, his, if I'm not mistaken, was sitting at 30 or 32. I do like both of their fantasy point props. I wouldn't run them both in the same line. Granted, they both can get there, but I would just take one or the other if I'm looking at taking a fantasy point prop. I do love their upside in this matchup. Now, you touched on Gary Trent in regards to not wanting to play him. I'll say, besides Gary Trent, and his stock has been going up over the last several games, and that's with or without RJ being out there, things like that. I'm not talking about Noir, but Grady Dick coming into the draft, coming into the league, he's known as a shooter. That's what he's there for, and he's getting the run finally. We're seeing 22 minutes over 3 out of his last 5 games that they've actually played, and this is dating back before the All-Star break. 17 and 22 minutes in these 2 games after the All-Star break. Uh, if he's hot, if Gary Trent doesn't have it going and Grady Dick comes in, he's actually out there knocking out some threes, knocking down the shots, doing what he does. 3,500, that's not a bad price tag for a player. And I'll say this, he has the same upside to me like Sam Morrell for the Cavs. If he gets hot and he's scorching, he's going out there, he's doing it. He definitely can go out there and drop you about 25, 28 fantasy points, but the shot just has to fall. Going up against the Pacers last time, he played 21 minutes, 3 of 7, 1 of 4 from the field. Shit, give me 3 or 4 from the field, and we're looking at maybe close to 20 fantasy points right there, especially with the bonus that you get for the 3-point shot over here on DraftKings. So definitely something you could definitely take consideration would be Grady Dick if you're not trying to go with the Gary Trent Jr. And you're looking for that value that you can get 4,800 compared to 3,500. Definitely some savings you can get to come down, maybe get yourself up to a Jalen Brunson or a Bam Adebayo, not Tyler Hero, De'Aaron Fox, things like that over there. But you were done with the Raptors?
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me on the Raptors.
Okay, going to your favorite team, the Indiana Pacers. Looking at them, Halliburton, Siakam, Miles Turner, and Bennett Mathurin. This is where the usage is over here for the team, point blank period. We know Hallie, he's going to have the ball in his hand. They play at such a fast pace, and it's crazy the pace that they play at, but yet the fact that they can get back and play such decent defense and leave you scrambling at the same time. It really is pretty impressive what they do. But the upside, these guys right here, these 4 guys, they're going to see 30, close to 35-ish minutes, depending on how tight the game actually stays. In that game before the All-Star break, when they played going up against the Toronto Raptors, Hallie, this was, quote-unquote, minute limit Hallie. 34 minutes, he dropped 51.5 fantasy points. He's back to his consistent ways. I'll give it to him in regards to that. I don't mind if I'm looking for a stud to pay up for 9.5. Definitely can see myself getting there. I will say, for the fact that he's back in the starting lineup, they traded away Buddy Hield. I will have a peaked interest in Bennett Mathurin just because the dude is a baller, period. He is one of those that stuffs the stat sheet fully in regards to what he goes out there and does. And he's sitting at 5.5. I do think that's way too cheap for the upside that he actually brings, especially with the consistency that he's played with. Granted, it's only been 2 games since the All-Star break, 31 and 43 fantasy points. But if you're telling me that kind of is the floor that I'm looking at right now, with the trajectory for a pretty good ceiling that he can definitely get to, I don't mind going there, especially in what should be a fast pace. Now, he didn't play in that game before the All-Star break against the Raptors, so we don't have that data for that. But with him being in the starting lineup, the upside, the pace, the matchup, I do like his upside. RJ Barrett, I am not scared of RJ Barrett defense at the 3. I will tell you that. I said the same thing whenever he was playing for New York. The one spot that I always would attack New York was the small forward position. And that's going to be the same thing right here going up against the Raptors still. I will attack them at the small forward. Same thing, Gary Trent Jr. and RJ. They're not lockdown defenders that you think that they would be, and that upside will be there for Mathurin in the spot, and I do like it. Now, if you want to mess with the quote unquote revenge narrative for Pascal Siakam, he already had it. Is how I see it. He played it in Toronto in front of the old crowd. 36 minutes, dropped 44.25 fantasy points. Yes, he can still definitely go out here and give you some pretty good numbers in this spot. I'm not going to say that he can't, but at 8-1, I don't feel like this is necessarily a spot that I have to go sit here and pay up in regards to that. I would much rather just look at the Bennett Mathurin for a pay down option, or if I want to spend up for something over here, definitely come up here to the Halliburton. Now, their bench is kind of far and in between. Obi Toppin, he can come in and be a spark for them off the bench. Isaiah Jackson definitely is another one that you can consider, but they're not main plays or staples that I want to get to or look to. It really just for me is Bennett Mathurin and Halliburton.
Agreed. Yeah, you nailed everything. Like the prop I dropped this morning on Twitter was Halliburton and Scotty Barnes to both go over their fantasy points, and 9,500. You know, it's up there. But I actually got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you stack this game?
Would I stack this game?
Yeah.
Because the usage and the rotations are somewhat condensed in here, I could see taking a stack from this. It has, let me look at the total real quick. I'm pretty sure this has to be the highest total on the slate. 245.
Most likely.
Yeah, it has the highest total on the slate. A pretty decent spread, not a double-digit spread. You are getting the Pacers on the back end of a back-to-back, so can be a little bit in the favor of Toronto as well in regards to it. I could see taking like about 3 to 4 pieces from this game, especially like what we talked about: Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, and then if you run it back with like a Bennett Mathurin and a Halliburton, or you run it back with Mathurin and maybe take a stab at Nembhard. You know, I can see that. Like that's not a bad piece to get to, because we do have value in the players that we get again from the Memphis Grizzlies, and then of course that Miami value with the players that they're going to have out for today. Like that, there's value spots that we can get to from those other two teams right there and take full advantage of.
Yeah, most definitely. See, that's what I was thinking of, because this by far looks like the way more appealing game on the slate, and the value is there to you could just pick 2 to 3. You could pick 2 players from Miami or Memphis or whatever, and then just mainly focus on this game because it has the best chance of staying close and actually putting up numbers. But yeah, I really like Burton a lot this week in this game. Pascal Siakam. Feel like if this price tag was a little lower, I would have had more interest. Miles Turner has been pretty consistent this year, and he's been pretty consistent lately. But Mathurin, man, he was the one he stood out to me in his price tag. And I believe Aaron Nesmith is out as well, right? So
yeah, he is.
That just secures his minutes even more. And at 5,500, he's like one of the best one of the best mid-range players in my opinion. McConnell with Nesmith being out, McConnell pop off at any point. And I do think this is a matchup where the defense doesn't really scare me on either side. Gonna be fast paced, so I don't mind a $4,800 comp, especially low owned. Jalen Smith, if he plays 4,200, he always has that upside. Like, you just got to know what you're signing up for with him. It's either you're getting 10 or you could get 50. Just know there's no in between. Like, he's either going to be really great for your lineup or he's going to be the end of your night. But main picks: Halliburton, Miles Turner, Benedict Mathurin. Like, they're my main guys. But I'm really, really interested in this matchup. I think he can have a ceiling game.
Yeah, Mathurin, honestly, once he's unleashed and he at least plays, I'd give him like about 25, close to 30-ish minutes. He normally delivers pretty well. Like he normally delivers pretty well. And I just really feel like them getting rid of Buddy Hield, that definitely just boosts in regards to what he can actually go out there and do, which is actually pretty decent
then,
for him over there.
No Nesmith just means more ball handling time for him as well. And it almost easy plays.
All right, heading over to the Detroit, second shitty team on the slate. Detroit Pistons taking on the New York Knicks. Now, recently, Monty Williams came out. He said, hey, I'm done with the exploration, all this other stuff. Lies. Still ran a pretty decent, deep rotation in the last game. But I would say that his starters, his main guys, to me, seem like they actually got the run that they should have been getting and the focus that they should actually have been getting for quite some time in that last game. At least what it looked like. So over here, as always, it's Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren. Ivy right now is kind of the oddball out for me, just for the way that they're running them out there. I think that there's more success if they would actually stagger the minutes for Ivy and Cade. Just have one of them on the court at all times, especially because of the fact that you got rid of Killian Hayes. So you're starting both your ball handlers. You're starting both your quote unquote point guards. You really should be staggering them more. And we're not really seeing that yet for the Pistons. But Ivy, 6K, this will definitely be one of those games. I'm writing him off. I'm writing him out. He's going to pop off. So just keep that in your back pocket if you're looking at GPPs. But I'll say it's Cade Cunningham, it's Jalen Duren, and Asir Thompson and Fontecchio. These four guys are the main guys that I want to have a look at on today's slate. Definitely all of them have been in my player pool. I'll say that Asir, depending on what Asir we're going to get. Are we going to get foul trouble Asir? Are we going to get, I'm going to keep my hands to myself, I'm going to rebound, I'm going to go out here and play some hard-nosed defense Asir? That's what's going to all depend on for him right here. I will say he's very much GPP risky because we do know he can get us up in foul trouble, but the upside for him, if he stays on the court, is up there. It's high. I love it for him. Fontecchio, I still don't understand why the dude is priced under 5K. He is pretty consistent getting you between 15, 20-ish fantasy points up to 25, 30-ish fantasy points. And being over here on Detroit Pistons, he's playing 30-ish minutes a night. He's going to play those minutes. And I like the upside for him here. Again, 4,800. I'm not too scared of the Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, more of Dante DiVincenzo defense is what I'm thinking to see Josh Hart being out there. I'm not too scared or worried about that. Definitely do think the upside is there for a 4,800 Fontecchio for consideration right there. And I will be remiss if I don't talk about can't Google. Don't Google him. But Evan Fournier. They got him in the rotation, 18 minutes, 19 minutes in the last two games. And if you guys don't know, to start the season, Fournier was saying, you know, I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I can contribute this year, things like that. Tibbs, of course, he's not gonna play him. Didn't play him. So Evan Fournier going up against quote unquote his former team in the New York Knicks, definitely could take him as a GPP option, especially if we're going to see about the 18, 20-ish minutes for him coming off the bench. Definitely something that I will have to have some type of interest in. Him and Quentin Grimes, we do know both of them played for the New York Knicks. Grimes, last game, he saw 26 minutes out there going up against the Orlando Magic. So something to definitely consider as a possible play that we can go to over here for him. But mainly for me, Cade Cunningham, Asir, Fontecchio, Duren, main guys that really just stick out, pop out. I haven't really pinpoint which one I want to actually mess with too much. Really Fontecchio for the value. And then, of course, GP options in Fournier and Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, facts. I'll keep it short and simple. I'm not really interested in touching nobody on this sorry ass team. Like they got some decent players, but it's just on a 4-game slate. Sometimes you got to take a stand, and sometimes you may need to even X out certain teams. And Detroit is just it. Like this is a game in general that's just not very appealing to me. But 5,300 Ashore, he was one of my favorite players to pick to start the season, especially like props wise, because he was killing it. Then he hit that rookie wall, and now he's sort of getting it back a little bit. It's funny because he started hot, then cooled down. Now his twin brother in Houston has been really hot lately, so
Yeah,
it's almost like they switched spots right now. But yeah, he's really the only player I'm looking at here on the Detroit side that even thinking about playing. Just like I'd rather just play Siakam before I play Cade. I'd just rather get Poto before I take Duren, even though I like playing Duren. But and then when it comes to Ivy, it's just the inconsistency, man. It's just too much for me. On a 4-game slate, I mean, if I'm max multi entering, then yeah, maybe some more. But I'm playing about 3 lineups today. Thompson's the only one I'm really looking at. Fontecchio. If they got his props at 1.5, 3, or 1.5 assists, take that because that's always way too low. But that's about it for him.
see, I agree with you a little bit on that the comparison and the price. That does make sense if you're thinking about it from that aspect in regards to looking at them. I could definitely see that right there. But me, hey, the Pistons they might be able to be a little bit better considering you know that they could get Caitlin Clark.
Oh my god.
I can't believe they really got that on Sportsbook, bro. That's just crazy. If you really betting on Caitlin Clark to Detroit Pistons, bro, call the number.
a real thing?
I don't know if it was real or not. I think who posted it? Let me see if I
Oh,
can find it real quick. I think it was yeah, NBA Central, like the actual official NBA
I
Central real page.
thought it might have been the like troll page.
I don't know. They said that these were on Badova. I'm about to actually put while we talk about the next game, I'm gonna pull up Badova and really see if they got
Yeah,
that
I
up
could
there
go.
for Caitlin Clark to the Pistons. That would be wild. The first WNBA player to play for the Detroit Pistons. That would be just ridiculous,
And she's
crazy
still.
as hell.
But yeah, while you look that up, I can talk about the New York Knicks real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. That is crazy if they really have that.
$9,700 for Jalen Brunson. I'm never gonna tell you to not play Jalen Brunson, but that feels a little too like at this point. If you put Halliburton versus Toronto or Brunson versus Detroit, I'm siding with Halliburton for $200 less. So that's just my thinking here. But I'm also just playing, single entry and three max. So I'll be more inclined to play Halliburton. But Jalen Brunson is always in play. I'm also scared if the Knicks get an early lead, can Detroit keep up? But Jalen Brunson is always a solid play, regardless. Cash play always. DiVincenzo, the Don. He's been playing well. Precious, he's really coming to his own lately. Like, because I haven't really played much main slates this year, but I was looking through his numbers and he was looking really good, especially the games where Hartenstein was out. I mean, playing, Tibbs, he's gonna play everybody. Like, he's gonna play his guys and he's gonna give them 30 to 40 minutes. So if you're getting that out of Precious, I don't mind it at 7K. This is a matchup where he can get an easy double double, but also get some blocks and steals as well. So don't hate that. OG is still out. Hartenstein at 6,100 isn't bad either. Josh Hart, man, like I just can't get him right. Anytime I play him, it's either I'm getting that 40 or I'm getting 15, and he's been in foul trouble or just on the bench. So I mean, look at his game log. You got 34, 40, then a 13, and then you got a 44, then a 25. 60 and then what 13. Like, he's been super inconsistent, but he always has that upside at 6,500. Bogdanovich, I guess you can say, is it really a revenge game if he's going up against Detroit? It's more or less like they did him a favor, so he might take it easy on him. Same thing with Alec Burks. They just did him a favor sending him back to New York. But if I had to pick New York, the main guys I'm looking at is Precious, maybe Josh Hart, maybe Hartenstein, but that's about it.
All right. So I couldn't find it. Sitting there
Yeah,
trying to
it's
find it.
probably
I could not find it. But I found the original Twitter post for it, which is just crazy, stupid to even think. But yeah, agreeing with you on that one right there. Over here for the New York Knickerbockers, Brunson 9-7, not a bad price tag. Don't hate, mind that at all. We know that he's going to play the minutes. He's pretty much the main marquee starter over here for the Knicks. He's going to have the usage, the upside. 9-7, not bad at all. Definitely can see him getting there, especially going up against Detroit. We've seen literally throughout the season opposing point guards. They've literally crushed all season.
mm,
But the wonder and worry, this is the one game that has a double digit spread out here, 11.5 point favorites in favor of the New York Knicks, which I could see a world where the Knicks they get out a lead early, something like that, depending on how Detroit comes out. But definitely 9-7. It's worth the price tag. I can see it. Outside of that, besides Brunson, the main two is going to be Josh Hart and Precious Chichua for me. Josh Hart, 6,500, another player who we know he's going to practically play as many minutes as he can handle out there. And the upside that he actually can bring on the defensive side with steals. We know he's going to rebound, like short little dude, but he rebounds like he's a damn big.
yeah,
Again, another player I think is just trapped in the wrong size body. But if he can actually get it going on his scoring side, 6,500, not bad at all. As we've seen, 40, 34 fantasy points in his last two games coming out the All-Star break. That's good upside. Last but not least for me is going to be Precious Achiuwa, another player. He's seeing the minutes. He has to play.
yeah,
You were talking about Hartenstein. I totally get it. Hartenstein, for me, he's cooled off over his last couple games. But Precious Achiuwa, he's been pretty decent. Outside
yeah,
the last game going against Boston, which we do know Boston against opposing power forwards and centers, they've actually pretty much held him in check for most part of the season. KP's a pretty good defender. Jason Tatum, when he locks in, he's great as well, himself. But Precious Achiuwa, he's going to be out there. He's going to play over 35 minutes a game. Tibbs runs players into the ground. Young,
yeah,
especially young players, young guys. And we know what is Tibbs like. besides players that hustle, that defense. And Precious is out there. He's going to play some pretty solid defense. He's going to go out there. He's going to do what he has to do. So 7K, I definitely do see a way of getting there. I do like the fact, of course, we can play Precious at the power forward position. We don't have to worry about the center. Definitely still opens up a realm for us to be able to play our Jacopotos, our Miles Turner, our Jalen Duren. So that position is open for sure. Definitely can see him as a power forward option right there. And then outside of that, like you said, Bogdan, Alex Burks, they're playing about 15, 18 minutes off the bench, but they're lackluster defensive players. I don't think it's necessarily a revenge factor or anything like that. And I don't see anything in regards to coming out here to him. Alex Burke, I take a chance on that just because he's 4,700. He's played for Tibbs before. He knows, he knows Tibbs, things of that nature. That would be the one I would look to, but not mess with Bogdan. Not going to mess with Hartenstein. The prices aren't good enough for me right there for that. But yeah, no, that's kind of my take on that. You definitely you really hit on the pieces right there. If you guys got any questions, make sure you guys drop those down in the comment section. Definitely will be able to respond and answer anything. And it doesn't just have to be over DraftKings that's going over the slate. Definitely we'll take any questions or anything that you guys have for props and things of that nature. Before we get off, maybe we can actually do a collab, take two of our favorite props over on Prize Picks, and put together a nice little power two for you guys.
Every time that shit picks, I just start dying laughing. Like, yeah, but it's always to the people that talk the most crap about these apps, whatever app it is, but they play the most on it.
Hey! I play a broad spectrum. I play on shit picks. I also play on
I'm talking more like in general, other folks.
Yeah. But I will say the one other app, what is it? Not Hot Streak. Chalkboard. I do like Chalkboard. I'm definitely starting to get more into Chalkboard with the alt lines and the promos. They have promos every single day, and it's a really great way to build your bankroll over there with those promos and whatnot.
I didn't like the fact that it's just almost all power plays, nothing else.
They recently added the flex position over there now.
Okay.
Like you have the shield play is what they call it, but of course it's for 3 or more plays. But yeah, you can play a shield play now, and it gives you the different tiers in regards to what your payout can be over there for that. But they do have that now, so it is an option.
Okay, perfect. That's better.
All right, heading over to the Brooklyn Shitters taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm gonna tell you straight, cut, dry, to the point. I don't like anybody over here on the Shitters. It's consistently a toss-up in regards to what they give me on a night-in, night-out basis. I will say they should be able to beat the Memphis Grizzlies. They should.
Yeah.
But are they? Is the biggest question.
Good.
If you are a betting person and you want to take a bet, go ahead and take the Memphis Grizzlies money line for them to win tonight's game. That's a pretty good bet for you to go ahead and take. Don't mind taking that at all. But as far as over here on the Nets, Mikal Bridges, he should be able to come out here and ball. Go ahead and do what he needs to do. I don't trust him. Cam Thomas, if he's not scoring and he's not out here legit going off for 25-ish points, he's not really paying off that value for the price tag to me for him. Nick Claxton, I don't know what the hell's happened to him, but over his last several games, it's been a non-factor. It's just been a non-quote-unquote contributor to me in my eyes, and I really don't understand what it is in regards to him. Is this a matchup he should be able to go out there and take control going up against Jaren Jackson Jr., who should be is smaller than him in regards to height, stature-wise? I definitely can see a block upside for Claxton in this game. Maybe I'll see him as a GPP option, but not something I'm going to force to take over here. Cam Johnson, Dennis Cordier, Dennis Smith Jr., all these guys, they're not spreading them out. The minutes or rotations, all those things, I just don't like it. Their prices are just, they're mid. Again, nothing that I see that I have to force. If I got to take something, it'll be a GPP, maybe on a Claxton, maybe on a Cam Thomas. Those will be the main two guys right there. And if you think that Mikal Bridges can actually come out here and play like the number one option that he technically is over here on this team, then yeah, you can go with Mikal Bridges. But outside of that, I can't. I legit, I hated the Brooklyn Shitters when they had Spencer Dinwiddie, and I still hate them now. And the Lakers, you got fleeced, you got finesse. You see it exactly. You're fucked up. Sitting there signing that, man. Just like, what did y'all expect? What did you expect getting Spencer Dinwiddie? You thought he was a difference maker. No. He's not.
Has he had a good game yet?
I don't think so. I watched a little bit in regards to them playing the other day.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of the Brooklyn Nets, they're an NBA team. But anyway, Moving on to the Memphis Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr. is 7,900. You know, he's interesting. He's a decent GPP play. He's the only NBA player roster right now. And if he gets 30 plus minutes, like if the game actually stays close at 7,900, he can put up a big score. The guy can get you buckets. He can get you a lot of blocks and steals. Vince Williams, he's mainly been the guy DFS wise or just props wise or anything in general. But I do have beef with him because he messed up my Flex Friday, man. Like he genuinely hurt Flex Friday and a couple power plays that I had because I took his 18 and a half points and assists. Because I'm like, that was just way too low. Dude has 14 at halftime. It goes a whole second half by only getting 3 and ending with 17. I'm like, yeah, I just don't. I did not get how that happened, man. I was pissed. But in this sport, in this game, you have to have a short term memory. You can't hold grudges. And this is actually a really decent matchup for him here to just once again stuff the stat sheet. He can't get you steals and blocks. He'll get you points. He'll get assists. He'll get rebounds. Like it's basically Scotty Barnes, but $2,000 cheaper. That's really it right here. So I don't mind taking him at 68, 6,900, and then it just drops off from there. Santi Aldama, he always has GPP upside. Same with GG Jackson and Luke Kennard, 4,600. I mean, he's an NBA player. He can't shoot. He can't get hot. So, but yeah, when it comes to Memphis, the main two picks is not GG, Vince Williams and Jaren Jackson Jr. But I don't mind it if you take some shots on GG Jackson or Aldama.
You straight up, you hit it dead on the head right there. Vince Williams Jr. Just the usage, even if the game is blown out, the game is close. He's going to have his hand in it, and just the upside that he brings, I love it. 6'9", very good player. I definitely understand. Sucks that game, but it was a Clipper, so I can understand him going out there having a flop of a game. Now this matchup going up against the Brooklyn Nets, we could see a bounce back position spot for him. The only thing, and you touched on it, I love that you went straight to Jaren Jackson Jr. 7'9".
Yes.
He is the only NBA player on this team. You're right.
Yes.
The usage that he carries when he's on the court is huge. They look to get him the ball. They look to just play everything through him. It's going through him. If the game's going to stay close, Jaren Jackson Jr. more than likely just went out here and he dropped. I'll give him 25. And he went out there, had a couple of blocks and steals. I know the game log is here. One of these games where he was just popping off left and right, and it was having a high fantasy point game, and it was because he was getting a whole bunch of steals, blocks, and was just doing everything out there for them. It's just what he brings to the court. I love it. 7'9", pretty good price tag for him here, especially for the usage that he's going to command. The upside is there for him. For me. Outside of that, Vince Williams, I can see taking a chance there. And then just off the bench, Zaire Williams at that 4-7 and GG Jackson, just because both these guys, they get some pretty good run. And then again, if the game was to quote unquote somehow blow out, which for whatever reason, 2.5 point spread in favor of the Brooklyn Shitters, which it should not be going against the Memphis Grizzlies. Those guys, they will get the run regardless. Luke Kennard, I understand maybe wanting to go to him because I know that he's had some ball handling responsibilities, but unless he's scoring, he's not really going to get you there for it. And I just think that at that price tag, I would rather just go ahead and take maybe Gary Trent Jr. or my GPP play and Grady Dick, going over to one of those guys right there, or better just going ahead and paying up for just getting the Zaire instead, or the GG Jackson versus playing for Kennard right there. And then Santi Aldama, maybe if he was coming off the bench, but being in there with the starting lineup, playing with Vince Williams and playing with Jaren Jackson Jr., his usage isn't really there. The upside is very small. If Jaren Jackson was to be out or something like that, Aldama's stock, it goes up, but not when you have the actual bigs that are going to actually be out there and play. I do not like the upside for him here at all whatsoever. I don't. But yeah, I mean, interesting though. Derrick Rose, him, quote unquote, he played that last game, 23, well, not 23, 14 minutes going up against the Clippers. I would imagine he might play 14, 15 minutes here again. Another one you can consider if you want to come all the way down there, but that's like a deep GPP option right there. Would not really mess with it. They do seem like they're finally in the full development mode over here for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah,
definitely.
Derrick Rose might be a little too tough to get to for me.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, switching gears, coming over here. If you're gonna play Derrick Rose, you might as well just go ahead and come down to the chalk play of the slate, and that's gonna be DeLon Wright at 3K over here for the Miami Heat. Miami Heat have 10 players active for tonight because of the suspension and the players that they have out. They have 10 players. DeLon right now is projected to possibly be the starting point guard. Now, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for this. 3K player, possibly gonna start playing for the Miami Heat. Is Eric Spoelstra. Now, if you guys are a avid NBA fan and you understand, you're gonna understand Eric Spoelstra is not your average coach.
Yeah.
Eric Spoelstra will take Jaime Jaquez and play him at the point guard position, even though DeLon Wright is out there playing the point guard. He will have that be ran out there. How many times did we see Josh Richardson, who is a shooting guard, small forward, out there playing point? He's not a point guard, but yet they will run the position with him. Tyler Hero, who quote unquote is technically actually a 2. He's not a 1. He's a 2. Yes, he can have some of the ball handling responsibilities, but that's not his position. It's been a bit forced, and he's been having to grow into it. But they'll run Tyler Hero as a point guard. They'll run Jimmy Butler as the point guard. Pretty much what I'm saying is the Miami Heat are going to do the opposite of what you expect for them to do. DeLon Wright is the de facto point guard that they actually have left on this team. Shit, they might just say, you know what, K-Dot, Kevin Love, you're the point guard tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. I'm just saying this because literally, it's the Miami Heat. I've been watching them for years. Spoles does not do what you expect for him to do, and honestly, to tell you the truth, DeLon Wright is really just shit. he's pretty much
That's
just shit. He is not a good player. He's not. I want to say he's bounced around from a couple of the teams so far this season. Literally just going through looking at his game logs. Yeah, he's had a couple of them where he's been able to spark, pop, get a couple of decent assist games, a couple of decent scoring games, but I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to be underweight on DeLon Wright tonight. I think that I will probably be underweight. I will let everyone chase the DeLon Wright chalk at that 3K and just hope that he busts and that maybe he goes out there gets you 11 fantasy points at that 3K price range. Because I personally, I see Jaime Jaquez being a higher priority for me. I see Bam Adebayo being a higher priority to me. And it would not surprise me if maybe we get point Duncan Robinson or point, is this Caleb or Cody? Point Caleb Martin. We know that Caleb Martin can facilitate just like his brother. So it would not surprise me if one of those two things were to happen. So I'm going to be underweight on DeLon Wright. What about you?
My main question is, of course, I know he's 3K, but is there any other value that carries the same upside as him on the slate?
Outside of, like I said, the value for today is truly just straight shit.
So,
There's no other player that's going to come close to sniffing the 3K price range and the upside that we can get from DeLon Wright if he's going to actually be playing point guard on a 10-man roster tonight. Maybe a tight game going up against the Sacramento Kings, fast pace. The upside is there for him. It definitely is.
when I think about it, and I've seen him play, a few times in person here in Atlanta, I do think the style of this matchup could actually fit him because he can get up and down pretty quick, and he doesn't necessarily have to be the main scorer. He can get you those stocks as well. So really, whenever we have like these projected chalk value plays, the first question I always ask myself is, around his price range, is there really anybody else that has the same or more upside than him that is being overlooked? And then
Tell you
that's when
something,
I
no.
tend to, yeah. And on this slate, I just don't think you do. And if you're playing just one lineup or so, I don't think it's really much risk to play or not play. Well, I think it's more risk to not play him than play him. But 3K, it can open up a lot. It can really help you build because honestly, apart from Sabonis, I don't think we have any. Let me see. What's Sabonis? Yeah. Apart from Sabonis, I don't think we have any other player that's priced over 10K, right? So
No.
DeLon Wright can really open up a nice mid-range lineup. Just a nice build where at 3K, all I want is 15. I don't care whatever else you do. Just as long as you can get me up to 15 and everybody else does their job on a short slate, I don't mind it. So I think I'll be Well, I'm only probably playing just like 3 lineups, so I'll probably have DeLone Wright in like 2 again, and then get different on 1. But everybody else on Miami, Bam Adebayo, just like you said, he's up there because he can get it done. I do actually have a prop on him because I got it between him, Tyler Hero. Well, damn, Tyler Hero's out now, so I took that in the morning before I saw the Hero news. But it was him, Hero, and Sabonis to get 31 rebounds combined. I did like that because Sabonis had 17 rebounds against this team. He can single handedly carry that prop, but that prop's dead now. Miami's really not interesting at all. Damn. Jaquez, yeah, I like playing the kid. He does have upside. Haywood Highsmith. This may just be the
No,
summer league. It may just be the summer league in me, but
no.
Haywood Highsmith at what's his price tag here? 46? 46, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if he gets 30 minutes, he can actually put up points here. And then Kevin Love is just due to fuck. Like Kevin Love is
K
due to ruin.
Dot.
He is
K
due
Dot is that dude. K Dot
like
is that dude. I'm telling you. Look, who else you know going out there 23 minutes, dropping 39, damn near 40 fantasy points,
and that's what
19
I'm
points,
feeling
2
like he
steals.
might do today. I kind of
Like,
feel like he might do that today because I've gotten lucky with Kevin Love this year. Like I think I've every single time I've played him, he's put up 30. And I think this is a slate where he might put up another 30 piece. So I don't mind him at all at 4,300. I wish he had power forward on him, but I still don't mind putting him in a center spot. There's enough players with dual positions, so I don't mind it. But yeah, Miami, my main looks are Bam, Triple J, and Kevin Love. I'm looking at them the most. Duncan Robinson, it's just if he's not hitting his threes, he's useless. So that's just the hard part for me. But I mean, he got upside too. But I'm keeping it with Bam, Triple J, and K Dot.
okay, Bam, Triple J. I do. So was looking at it. Interesting stat on the Jaime Jaquez. The last time that he ended up starting without um, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and Terry Rozier not being out there, he dropped 50 plus fantasy points in that game. So that's why I really do like the upside for Jaime. Bam Adebayo, I just feel like he's going to be just locked into some mega minutes out there going up against Sabonis. Like he's going to be needed in this game. This is one of those spots where Bam, I swear to Bob, if you let me down, I'm done with the Miami Heat, and I cannot because I tell you every time I play Bam, he screws
He
me
always
over.
trouble if
He
doesn't do shit.
does. He does. He does every fucking time, man. Every time. But Bam Adebayo, Jaime Jaquez, like you said, and you swung me a little bit on the Dawn, right? But the GPP player in me, I'm going to just go ahead and stick with the fade. That's just gonna be my personal preference. I'm going to stick with the fade just to be
You gotta
different
take
because it's a 4-game slate.
you gotta take a stand on a 4 game slate.
Yeah,
It's kind
it's a 4-game slate.
I'm doing with Xing out Detroit and Xing out Brooklyn. You gotta make choices like that if you want to win. Like I mean, we talked a little MMA earlier. Hell, when I start my builds, I try to look for 4 players or 4 fighters that I'm just going underweight on or just not playing at all in my 150. And then and the last 3-4 weeks, that shit's been working out like gold. So you just gotta have your strategies, have your rules, and just follow 'em.
True. We just got a little question right here from Ryan, and I just pulled it up to look at the boost. He's talking about the FanDuel boost with Bam and Sabonis. Right now, the boost they have Sabonis and Bam to combine for 40 points on tonight.
Mm,
I'm looking at it right now. The way I see it, Bam's at
Bam,
least gonna get us about I say 25. Like if Bam doesn't go out here and at least drop 25, 28, 11, 12, and I give him about 4 or 5 rebounds. I mean, 4 or 5 assists. I would be legit shocked myself if that does not happen.
yeah, my thing with that boost is Bam would have to do the heavy lifting because
True, because on the
he's
other end,
yeah,
Sabonis, I don't know. It's weird to put it in the perspective of Sabonis. He's
he's a
good.
he's a 16, 20, and 13 type of guy.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Sabonis does a lot of his work playmaking. And a
Yeah.
lot of his points actually come from him getting the putbacks.
Yeah.
Is where you see a lot of it coming from. Bam is actually a pretty decent defender. So tell you the truth, honestly, with that boost, I mean, it's a boost. I wouldn't mind just taking it. I mean, plus 200 odds, shit. I'll drop $20 on it or whatnot. Take the over, watch it. I hope that Bam has a career night and Sabonis just goes out there and at least gets me about 18. Um, I mean, while
Yeah.
you talk about the Kings, I can actually pull up and see how Sabonis has actually fared going up against
For sure.
Bam in his history, and that'll give me a better idea on that one.
Speaking of Sabonis, man, the best play on the slate. Only reason why I had Scotty a little over him is because of the price. Because at the end of the day, you got to make do with what you got on. When you're building a lineup with 50,000. But yeah, Sabonis at 10K, if you can afford him, definitely the best play on the slate. He can do it all. He can get your points. He can get your blocks. He can get your steals, rebounds, assists. The matchup will be good because honestly, especially when Bam is not on the court, who can stop Sabonis? Literally no one. Kevin Love's not going to try. De'Aaron Fox coming off a big game, 8,300. I can see going there, but the player I'm really more interested in is Malik Monk. I
Okay,
think
who we on the same page?
yeah, because I think at 5,800, I actually took a prop on him this morning, and it was 21 and a half points and assists. I felt like that number was way too low. This matchup, this feels like a Malik Monk matchup. Like how you see a certain player and you see the game and you're just like, I know this dude can go out here and put up 40. This
Yes,
just that matchup that Malik Monk Fox popped off last night. Malik Monk
yes,
should be the favorite right now to be sixth man of the year. And he took a little bit of a back seat last game too. And if you notice his patterns, every time he comes off a bad game, the next game he always explodes with a big score. And this is a matchup where Sacramento can get an early lead and say, you know what, Fox, Sabonis, y'all chill for a second. And Malik Monk being the second man, sixth man, he will get a lot of run with that second unit. Miami have no one that can stop him in this game. Like, especially their bench. Like, literally no one can stop Monk there. And if his shot is falling, I would not be surprised if Malik Monk puts up a 50 piece here on DraftKings. That is my hot take of the day. Malik Monk may end up, putting up a very, very high a ceiling game. Then everybody else, I mean, Harrison Barnes every once in a while reminds us that he can actually play basketball, but for the most part, he's just there. Keegan Murray, just there. Kevin Herter actually has a pretty decent history against Miami, dating back to his Atlanta days, but it's better. There's better plays. Like honestly, this slate, just like how I asked you that question earlier between the Indiana and Toronto game, I just feel like every other play on this slate, there are players in that game that are exactly the same price or a little lower that have way more upside than the guys in other games. And like, I just want to pick a Malik Monk out of here. Like, just grab a Monk or a Sabonis and then just pair it with my game stack from the first game. So players I'm really looking at on the Kings side of things, and I'm not really worried about the back to back. These guys are young, and these guys, they play under Mike Brown. Like I know some people, I know somebody she used to work with the Kings, and I would get some little tips from what they do behind the scenes. These kids, they got endurance. They work out there, so I'm not worried about the back to back side of things. But Malik Monk, man, he's one of my favorite plays on the slate. Like him and Matherin, I think, are gonna put up some big scores tonight. So how you see this game playing out on the Kings side?
I agree with you. Like that's why for me, I want to attack the Miami Heat from the backcourt with Fox and Monk. Like those were my primary two that I was on from the side. I understand Fox, he's coming off of that big game that he just had yesterday. Like literally, Fox has been balling before the All-Star break and now after. He's legit looking like Fox that we were kind of scratching our heads early in the season, like, yo,
Where is
who is
this?
this guy? But now he's back to what we were accustomed and used to seeing. He's dishing the rock, getting those assists. He's in there scrounging for those rebounds. Because I think we forget Fox had the triple double upside just like Sabonis. That's what made them such a crazy duo in tandem being down there. So for me, looking at it, I don't mind taking Fox, even though he's coming off a really great game. Cool. Only played 33 minutes last night. Like you said, these kids, they have endurance. They're going to run. They are going to push the pace going up against Miami, who plays slow. You know, I don't mind Fox, but I do agree. Malik Monk, it's just screaming Malik Monk. Miami's bench does not have anyone that scares me to deal with Malik Monk in this game. Like, just point blank period. They do not have a Malik Monk stopper. And we already know Kevin Huerter goes out there, he plays trash. Doesn't get it going. Or Harrison Barnes, which if you guys have followed me on a lot of my game stacks, I take a lot of Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter unders because they are very inconsistent. They suck. They're trash to me. The player that comes in and ends up playing that rotation and burn for them is Malik Monk. If one of those two go out there and has a bad game or something like that, we could see the 30-plus minutes for Malik Monk coming out here and actually getting to play. Back into the back-to-back, maybe we actually do get to see that. But he's at least going to go out there and play 25 minutes. And the ball is in his hands a lot. He facilitates quite a bit. He also will go out there and take his shots and just scores at a really ridiculous rate. I just love the upside. 5,800. That price tag is just, it's love. It's beautiful. I love it. Sabonis, I'm not paying attention to. I understand he's the only stud that is like that price on the slate. I don't see myself getting there on today's slate, paying that much for him. I just don't. Really, it's just Monk and Fox for me, and a sprinkle of GPP interest and Keegan Murray, because last time he played going up against Miami, he dropped 50 fantasy points going up against them. But he shot like 7 of 15 or something like that from 3 in that game. So his shot has to be falling for him to get there, because we do know he can knock it down from deep. Like, he is a sniper. But for me, it's really Fox and Monk is like just leaps and bounds ahead over there for me.
Yeah, I 1000% agree. I really like Malik Monk a lot today. I actually just built a lineup that I really like here. But and it's based off of just the plays that we talked about, and it's really easy to fit. At least, like, I fit Scotty Barnes and Halliburton with Achua very easily, and those are players I think that have the same upside as Sabonis. Because let's be honest, if Sabonis doesn't put up 60, and Halliburton and Scotty Barnes put up 45, and the extra savings you get there to just build your lineup pretty, balanced, it'll be worth it. Like, Sabonis legitimately has to blow everybody out the water in order to really be worth that 10-2. Or unless if Sabonis doesn't blow everybody out the water, that means Halliburton and Barnes, they have to really suck for Sabonis to be worth that 10-2 on a 4-game slate. With there's some value, but it's shaky. Like, I'll let me see. I'll message you the lineup that I just built, and then let me know what you think. But I see some good points in chat too. Shout out to Paul. He made a really good Miami, because that's something.
I legit just pulled it up too.
Oh, perfect, because that's something that I've actually paid attention to before.
That's what I'm saying. Miami, and that's what I was saying. The Heat do the opposite of what you expect for them to do, because they're so well coached. That's why it shouldn't be too surprising for us for what the Memphis Grizzlies, they have a decent coach. Like, he's not a bad coach. It shouldn't be too surprising for us what they're doing. But same thing for Miami. Looking at it, just because you said that. Now, the only difference in this game log compared to what we're going to have tonight, there's not going to be any Jovic. Jovic is not going to be out there, and Tyler Hero isn't going to be out there. And I don't see how we don't have Jaime Jaquez starting. So Jaime Jaquez should definitely start for Jovic in that position. And then go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, Jaquez, he's a great play.
And then what's his name? If they do start DeLon Wright should start at the point for Tyler Hero. Now, it was pretty spread out, pretty even production that we got from the starters in this game. Most of the production from the bench came from Kevin Love and from Jaime Jaquez. Now you're putting Jaime in the starting lineup, that production is going to be right there. So off the bench, like what we were talking about, Kevin Love, this could be one of those games. Kevin Love goes out here and gives you a 30-plus fantasy point type game at that price tag that he's at. Pretty cheap. I doubt people are going to want to plug him in at that center position. But then off the bench, he's going to have to play. And I know I was talking shit about Highsmith, but technically he will probably be the second second, maybe best thing that's going to actually happen over there for them in regards to it.
Hey man, I'm telling you, summer what's it called again? Summer League GOAT, Hayward Highsmith. Don't sleep on him, man. He can come out here and ball out.
That's what I'm saying. So, Paul, I like what you're saying in regards to it. With even though Barrett is back, my thing with it is that, and we can look at this right here for the Raptors, is that even with Barrett being back and whatnot, and it's been kind of funky and funny to me with the Raptors. Quickly being the point, whatever, whatnot. The ball handling duties, the setting up of the offense is trickling this way back into Scotty Barnes' position in hand. He's still facilitating. He's still doing that. So even if, yes, the rebounds may be down for him, but his playmaking, what he's going to bring us on the defensive side, and just what he's going to actually do offensively, trying to score and having to score. And again, it's the Pacers. Opposing bigs, period. Power forward centers have legit done very well going up against the Pacers all season. That's one of the reasons why they went and got Siakam to bring him in there to try to help with that right there, the defensive part of that. We haven't really seen it pay too much dividends. Now, yeah, Scotty could go out here and lay an egg in regards to it, and it could be the RJ Barrett show, something like that. But the upside of what we can actually get for an 8-9 Scotty Barnes, I do like it, and I do agree with you there, right there. Now, I can see myself maybe prioritizing coming out and getting Bam, who is right there around that same price tag instead, or going with one of the Knickerbockers instead. Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, if you want to take a chance over there on that, because that's right around the same price tag right there.
Agreed. Yeah, I like Scotty, man. I think it is good, but Paul does make some really great points.
Yo, Paul, you were killing it, man. You're speaking my language in regards to this. I haven't started my game stacks yet, but you already helped with half of my research.
Yeah, I know.
You already helped with half of my research from my prop lines right there already, man. Definitely gonna be paying attention to some of those things whenever I actually go in and make my my stacks. But it's only 4 games on today. I'm probably gonna try to do one for every game tonight.
Yeah, that point about assists is on point, because I was gonna look at Jaime's assist props, because he can actually rack them up. I mean, in college he was a pretty good ball handler, and here he made the primary point guard.
That's what I'm saying. I actually do think it's gonna be him, but
yeah,
I wish they had Bam's assist up.
Nah, they won't.
Yeah, they probably had that up early in the day.
They won't. If they do, it'll be at a very unreasonable number.
Yeah, they don't have it up tonight. Let me see who they got up for dunks, because dunks has been one that
dunks. Oh, wait, Jalen Johnson pissed me off on dunks the other night. Dude chose to just get layups all game.
All right, so they got Jalen Duren for his 2 dunks. Podell, Claxton. I like Claxton. Jaime Hawkins, bro. Jaime being in the dunk contest threw me off, like, straight up. I just because I've watched Miami Heat games, I was like, you're not that crazy of a dunker. I don't see it, but okay.
They need to scrap the dunk contest at this point, man. Give it a break, because it's just not. The highlight of All-Star Weekend right now is the 3-point contest, and that's it. Not even the All-Star.
Now, why is the highlight? Now, tell me this: why is the 3-point contest the highlight of it? Let me see if we seen the same thing.
That's the only competitive thing that happens on the weekend. Like the 3-point contest, they're actually out there trying. It just. I feel like that's the only competitiveness you get. The dunk contest, for one, the main players don't even show up for it anymore. Like, I miss back in the day where, like, you got Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, I mean, the Vince Carter were all in the dunk contest. Nowadays, man, it makes no sense why G Leaguers are in the dunk contest. No disrespect to them and all, but it just don't make sense. And then on the 3-point contest, you got some of the best 3-point shooters in the league competing for it, which is why I like it. And they're actually going out there trying to win.
Okay. So the G League is a part of the NBA. I don't care what anybody says. The G League is a part of the NBA. Just like the WNBA is a part of the NBA, whether or not if people want to recognize it or not. The WNBA
I'm not against that one.
Because I was seeing people talk shit about why is Sabrina going up against Steph Curry. I was like, because
So
I know
you
y'all
saw
didn't watch what she did last time, like
no,
watch for hours, but she fucking missed 2 shots, and
that was
she's a lethal 3-point shooter.
yes.
But outside of that, now that the All-Star weekend with the dunk contest, 3-point contest, we get hyped, we get excited because of course they're out there, they're shooting the shots. What I personally think is missing from the dunk contest is emotion, is actual they're not making it seem like they're doing something cool. You're having these guys go up, they're taking a dunk, boom, I dunked it. And they're just walking away like, yeah, I just did that. There's nothing to get me hyped and get me into it myself.
Like Jaylen Brown dunked over Kai Cenat sitting down. If you've ever seen Kai Cenat in person, the dude is like
he's
3
short.
foot.
He's short.
And you're dunking over him sitting down with a basic ass dunk that you forgot how to actually do. Like
True.
he covered his face after he was done with the dunk. Like, come on, man. Like Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine was about the last great dunk contest.
I have to beg to differ. The one that Hamidou Diallo was actually pretty decent. And that, of course, Thunder bias in that one. But I really do think that if they maybe get an acting coach in there to just give them some no, I'm serious. I'm so serious. Give them an acting coach. Give them some pointers on how to play to human emotion, to get people hyped, to get people into things, to bring that side out of everything. And you might actually be able to captivate the audience and get us more into it. Because again, if you're going up and you're doing something and you want me to believe that was amazing, but you're walking away like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna believe that's amazing,
bro.
I'm gonna be like, okay, what was that? Now, some of Jaylen Brown's dunks, they could have been better, yes, but if he was to go out there and like just because he had the hardest dunks, he was legit slamming, he was yamming it, but the yam and then the reaction afterwards was nothing.
It was bland.
you gotta keep that momentum going, because they even was hyping it up on the broadcast like he's slamming it. You can hear that slam that shit, act like you win game, give me some fucking screams or something.
Westbrook, that OKC Westbrook scream, just
Bro,
go crazy, do the LeBron.
That we ain't get Westbrook in a dunk contest, man.
Sad. But that's the part I hate, man. Like the main players just don't want to do the shit no more. Everybody just show. I mean, which I get it too. It's just an exhibition week at the end of the day. Everybody's just they already done made their money, so they're just chilling now, trying not to get hurt.
True, but I don't think that it's the hurt factor. I really do think it's the if I lose, and a lot of it when you look back at it, AG not winning not once but twice because fuck D Wade, because you like straight up, we know good and damn well Derrick Jones Jr. did not beat Eric Gordon in that damn dunk contest. We know that for a fact. That right there. If you're trying to get stars to come inside of this, or the quote unquote up and coming young stars like the Anthony Edwards and shit like that, the fuck am I gonna go into this dunk contest? But yeah, I got biased judges that probably gonna vote for, give the points to they dude that's gonna make it for him. And I was saying it before the actual dunk contest, Jaylen Brown was gonna make it to the final four simply because they needed and they wanted an all-star to be at that spot to try to get the attention. Unfortunately, he didn't capitalize enough for it to be like, yo, and Mac McClung, the dude legit actually jumped over Shaq.
He can actually dunk.
Like 6 foot, jumped over Shaq.
Like that one where he just let the ball go for a few seconds and then reversed it. That was nice.
I thought that should have actually been like one of his last ones, but he started out with that one, which I was like, damn. Because that was I even had to explain it to my wife. She was like, "What made that so special?" I was like, "He caught it because
he let the ball go midair.
Like he picked it up off of the dude, let it go, still was going with his momentum, caught it back, and it's his hang time, baby. His hang time.
Yeah,
the hang time is what we're looking at right now."
Facts, but yeah, they're making some good points in chat. Like I said earlier too, man, Jalen Brunson, I'm never gonna not tell you to play him. Like never. The dude is having one of the. It's crazy that Dallas really let him go and they could have had him for cheap. But
I mean, but would we have gotten this Jalen Brunson if they would have kept him?
I mean, he was showing this version of Jalen Brunson, even with Luca towards the end of their tenure. Like he was really starting to come into his own, and he actually was gonna stay for way less than what he got from New York, but Dallas thought he wasn't worth it. So, but then again, that's also it was a necessary move at the end of the day because it's easy to speculate now after seeing it.
True. I mean, him actually getting his own team. If I don't think that it'll happen. Donovan Mitchell going to the New York Knicks still. I don't want it to happen because I don't think they need him. You know, like if they were to get him, maybe. But Donovan just seems like he's too much ball centric, ball dominant. Has to have the ball in his hands quite a bit for him to actually be effective, and to have that small backcourt because Brunson's like what 6 foot 6'2".
Yeah.
Donovan is about 6'2", 6'3". That's a small. I don't think that's what you want to have right there. And then
Oh
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't think so. I
Necessary,
don't know.
but he'd only add though. It's not necessary, but he'd add to him. He'd add.
He would. It would be you're taking. It kind of would be like LeBron when he left the Cavs, going down to Miami. You know, you're taking this force from one team, taking it to another. Now I don't have to worry about him on this team. You
Yeah,
know,
no.
so I'll give it that. But you want to swap over? Let's see if we can't find some props.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
see if we can't give them power too. If you guys don't got a Prize Pick account, you want one, check the link down in the description. Let's see you guys get that deposit match bonus and join me over here on Prize Picks. Use either one of our
Sure.
codes. I know Easy has one, I have one. But just definitely check it out if you guys don't got an account. Don't go crazy, don't go gun ho. And I'm going to talk about it right now. This popular tab. This tab right here, when you log into Prize Picks, it shows you what everybody is on for the day. Now, some of these props are good props. Vince Williams Jr., I know if you open it up, it's going to show me that he's gone 5 over 5 in his last 5 games for those assists. I guarantee you, because he's pretty much been kind of the de facto point guard for them. I don't
Nice.
mind it. I definitely could see a realm where he can actually get there. Fontecchio going up against New York Knicks. I'm pretty high on Fontecchio. I do like the upside form right here at 12.5. I do see why 4,200 people are definitely on it. That's not a bad play right there. But just pay attention to some of these things right here. Like we were talking about Scotty Barnes, the rebounds. This could definitely be a spot where I could take the under on Scotty Barnes. When I guarantee you, most people they're probably taking the over. Looking at his game logs. Do not look at the last 5. If you're looking at game logs, at least look at the man's last 10, and then look if he's playing on the road or at home, and look at what they do, their home and road splits. If you do just that basic little bit right there, and we are so far into the season now, you can look at their season-long averages and see whether or not if these props line up with their means and what they're doing. You do those basic things, I guarantee you're going to have at least more profitable days than you have dud days when it comes down to doing it over here. But outside of that, what is your favorite prop play that you got for Prize Picks, or just in general for today? I know you put up some for Quack
Yeah.
Battle.
Quack
If you
quack.
guys don't have that, check. I put the link in earlier for Easy's Twitter. It's up there towards the top. I'll actually star it, so it's pinned. Definitely check that out. He has a promo code for Quack Battle, and he
Quack.
drops slips for it on the daily on his Twitter. Definitely check that out. It's Quack Battle, right?
Sports quack.
Sports Quack, dang, Sports Quack, Quack Battle, Sports Quack. Look,
Hey,
I'm about to be the competitor.
let's duck and get into these props, man. Look, I was trying to see if I could share my screen here because I got my props.cash open right now, just to kind of show you. Let me see if I can real quick.
Let me see if
Okay,
let me
I
see if I
can't.
stop sharing mine. Oop. All right, will let you do yours?
Let me see. Nah, it wasn't letting me. It's not letting me share my screen. But I could just go through the props here. I do like Vince Williams Jr. points and assists. Like I spoke about earlier, he did screw me over the last time. Him and Jalen Johnson basically cost me a 25x that night. But the matchup is all right. But over his last 10 games, he's 90% on this prop. And over his last 20, he's 11 of 15. Basically, over his last 15 games, he's 11 of 15. I mean, ever since Memphis has went down, he's practically just been hitting this prop almost every single game. The
Okay,
everything's all
which prop was it?
it's his points and assists at 18 and a half. If they
Okay.
still have, do they still have it up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do have it, and of course, 13.2 thousand people are on it as well.
Oh wow. Yeah, they're it's a good prop. It's one of those where it's just a good prop because the minutes are there. I mean, he's averaging 35 minutes a game. He's averaging about 10, 11 field goal attempts a game. When it comes to the assists, he's averaging, where is my assist right here? Doo-doo-doo. He's averaging about 6 assists a game. And
Yep.
has a nice hit rate on that number in his last 10. So he just looks really, really good here in this matchup. Like we said earlier, everything's going to pretty much go through him. He's just a cheaper version of Scotty Barnes. He'll get the points, he'll get the assists, he'll get the rebounds. So I'm willing to go back to this prop. He had a terrible game and still only missed it by one. So yes, Vince Williams Jr., 18 and a half points and assists. And also my other favorite play has to be Scotty Barnes' fantasy score at 42. I want to say Prize Picks have him at 42 and a half.
Scotty Barnes, he is currently sitting at 42 and a half fantasy points.
Yep. Yeah,
Three for, oh, 4 for 5 in his last 5.
I just feel like, and he's had what 58 the last time they played. So
Yep.
really, him here in this matchup, he could probably get you about 30 at halftime today.
Okay. I like that. All right. So I'm gonna go with a simple one that I've been looking at. The hit rate for him, for me, he's been killing it. One that I could have went with last night, but I went with his rebounds. But I'm gonna go to late game. I'm gonna go with De'Aaron Fox. Unfortunately, they don't have the assist up for my boy Bam. Otherwise, I would have probably been taking that one. But De'Aaron Fox, I'm looking at his assists, 5 assists right now. If you look at his logs so far on the season, he's hitting this one right here at roughly about 59% on the season. Over his last 10 games, he's hitting at 60%. And last 5, he's hit 4 out of his last 5 in regards to it. One game, of course, being a push. Sitting at 5, definitely just dishing the rock quite a bit. Again, like what we were talking about earlier, feel like maybe this would be the game where Fox takes a back seat, not having to score as much, but he's going to have the ball in his hand, facilitate, dish to rock. I do like the upside for him right here in this position. And Miami, they're giving up roughly about 8.2 assists a game to opposing point guards on a night in, night out basis. Considering the high hit rate that he has for it, I do like taking this one right here at the 5 assists because this is one of those that gives me the safety of a push or over for it.
Yeah. I was gonna say I do see someone's asking in chat for, yeah, there it goes. What
Yep,
is
Matt.
man? Because we do like today.
We do. Let's see. Mathurin, he said points and assists, right? Yeah, points and assists. 17.5 points and assists for Benny Mathurin. Hold on one second. I think for Mathurin, we really got to look at him starting because that
Yeah,
right there for me makes a little bit of a difference.
yeah. Let me turn some filters on here and really take a look at it. Let's go
I mean, like I
get.
said, I like the matchup. Again, I'm not scared of Scotty Barnes' defense. Not Scotty Barnes. RJ Barrett defense at the small forward position. Like that to me is an easy day. But let's see, 15-5, 14-5. While you do it the old fashioned way, I'm just looking through his game logs of the games he started. He's pretty much
So yeah, pretty much since the games that matter where he's actually played minutes, he's had 29, 20, and 19 when Neesmith hasn't played. So it's a decent prop. What is his point? Just his points
they
alone.
just adjusted Vince Williams Jr.
Yeah, I don't mind Mathurin. I do like the matchup here. I mean, Toronto's defense 19th against points and then 25th against assists. So that makes me want to look at the Halliburton Demons because this could be a 17 assist type game for Halliburton. Let's see. Got any demons up for Halliburton?
For whatever reason, the chat just disappeared on me. I can't I can't see the chat.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what happened. Sorry, y'all.
Dude.
Oh, there it goes. Would you take Dante DiVincenzo under 18 points against the Pistons? Woo! You know what? I'm gonna build
Let's
with some
see.
of our favorite props. I'm about to build this out with what we're talking about over here. All right, Dante DiVincenzo under 18 points against the Pistons. Dante.
So let's go ahead and put these filters in real quick. OG, Randall. Yeah, take out OG and Randall. They matter. So right now, with no OG, no Randall, he's hasn't really played a game. It's about 7-10 games he's played without them. The matchup against the Pistons is all right.
I was saying the matchup against the Pistons is
It's
that's hard to say.
yeah,
Yeah, I would take the under because when you look at it, it's Brunson. It's Brunson. He's like your main de facto, and then after that, is Dante's been the one backing him up in regards to scoring out there.
yeah, he's been taking a lot of shots.
Like yeah, the shot attempts have been up
Because I
lately,
was
and
3-point attempts because they were setting his 3-point attempts at like 6 or 7 when he first slid back into the starting lineup, and dude had like 6 or 7 in the first quarter.
And I mean that's the thing too. The Pistons they're giving up roughly about 30 points to opposing shooting guards.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's one I wouldn't feel too comfortable with. I understand he's gone over in the last 2 games, but over his last 10, he's 70% hitting the over on that. I can't even look at his season average because I know that's not factual over what he's done these last couple games. I wouldn't worry about that too much, but the matchup is a plus matchup for him here in regards to it. Brunson, after Brunson, who else is comfortable that we're going to say in regards to his taking those shots out there? And I mean, looking at it matchup wise,
it's one of
Dante's,
those where
like the matchup is there for him.
it's one of those where the line is just right.
Yeah, the line is kind of just sitting pretty. I wouldn't take the under. I could see myself taking his Gobby, his little goblin at the 14.5. I could take the over on that. For sure. 18, I wouldn't take the under. I don't feel comfortable taking the under on that. That's not one I would take the under on. For sure.
Goblins. I don't
Yeah,
think
there's
I.
not.
I don't think I.
Anyone else got any other props?
Yeah, if you got some, throw them in the chat.
Because
Prize have Malik Monk's points and assists.
let me look real quick.
I need to open up my prize so we can put in
Yeah, his
whatever.
points and assists. Yeah, they got him at 21.5. They got his fantasy points at 28.
I like the 21.5 points and assists because I could see him getting a couple turnovers here. Man, but I do like. I mean, honestly, looking at his props, I don't mind taking any of they all look good to me. Points, rebounds, and assists. They all just look. I'm heavy on Malik Monk today, so everything looks good.
I mean, those assists too. Assists sitting at 4.5. But I already got Fox assist. I would mess with that one right there, just because I got Fox assist already.
You could take his points at I like Podol at 11.5 points. Every time I take his points, he always somehow hits it in the first half, and then doesn't do shit in the second half, scoring wise.
Podol, 11 points. Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice one. Podol rebounds and assists at 11.5. Well, if you want to take his points look actually pretty nice as well. Rebound assist.
You need him to get 10 rebounds at least. So you might as well just take his rebound prop. He's not really the most ball handling guy. That's just my opinion on him.
I mean, he's at least going to get 2 assists a game. Like that's pretty much been it. But I do like that point though. The point.
If you like that prop, his rebound demon is 10.5. I think that's about the same prop, really.
I'm not messing with that demon. Look, you can keep them demons. Keep your demons, Jezebel. Keep your demons.
Hey
If
man,
you guys want this, go ahead.
sometimes they're a little straight. They all right.
And I ain't mess with them demons. They keep them damn demons. You
Two
keep
and
your
a half,
demons away from me.
2.5 blocks. No. Ashore at 9.5 points. I mean, he's about the only thing I want to touch on Detroit, and I feel like he's blowout proof to an extent. So 9.5 points, don't mind that. What's his point total?
I mean, they ran the tight rotation in that last game, which is,
I mean, the
I think, pretty
7
good.
ERA is actually not. It's just if he doesn't, because if he's not fouling, he's gonna hit that.
I
Six,
actually like his points and assists.
yeah, like everything looks good on Ashore. To be honest, just
Yeah,
to hit.
again, long as he keeps himself from getting into foul trouble, that's
But
just it with him.
who are you
But
really?
who's he gonna actually
Oh,
get foul trouble on?
like exactly. Like there's no one on the Knicks that Ashore needs to be fouling. All right, Ryan got a pretty good question in chat.
More successes doing straight bets or parlays. So to tell you the truth, um, yeah, because we both are in states. So we're both in states where we don't have access to FanDuel, DraftKings, Hard Rock, those sites. The only one that we can use is Flip. And
Yeah.
from time to time, I go on Flip, and I usually do that just for my MMA cards. Whenever I will do like straight bets and stuff like that. So that's why you'll see me post a lot of content and stuff for these sites like this, where I'm having to make these parlays and do it like that. Now, do I think that there's more success in just doing straight bets? Yes, I do. I personally do think so, because you're not having to wait. Well, not even wait. You're not having to rely on every single leg of your thing to successfully hit. So if you have something that looks really good, or you just want to just do regular old money line bet of, hell shit, the Toronto Raptors are going to beat the Pacers tonight, or the Memphis Grizzlies are going to beat where I can't even remember who the hell they're playing anymore, the Brooklyn Nets. If you just wanted to straight bet those,
On that.
I personally feel like that's the easiest way to bet in regards to shit. But unfortunately, until they add, those sports books to the states that we stay in, right now, parlays are the way to go.
Yeah, because I mean, Flip is all right, but I can't deposit money in there. I just use the free money they give me.
Yeah,
Money with that,
and then
but
just sitting there using the
not
coins,
bad.
that shit just confuses me sometimes.
Yeah, on them coins, I just be betting 100K on straight bets. Hard. But yeah,
I saw points is a go.
when it comes to parlays, I try to not go no more than 5 legs, unless I'm just doing a fuck it parlay. But there's a lot of great straight bets you can find around, and I can't wait, man, till I can get that shit legal, because we're gonna make a lot of money on MMA, especially with same game parlays. Like if you have a game script or game theory in mind, then same game parlays can be very, very profitable for you if it goes your way.
Well, speaking of same game parlays,
That's
you
what
want to make a game stack real quick with me?
hell yeah, do it.
All right, let's see. Which game you want to do?
Brooklyn and Memphis.
All right, pulling up
Nah,
Brooklyn Shitters and the Memphis Grizzlies.
I'm just playing. Let's do Indiana and Toronto.
All right,
That's
I'm serious. I was gonna do it.
nah, man.
All right.
I know how you feel about Brooklyn, and I know how I feel about Brooklyn.
All right, so Toronto and the Raptors. Let me see. Look through, see what I can find real quick.
Y'all like, share, subscribe to the show, man. Let's get Zoe up to how many subs you got?
I'm at like 800 something, close to 1,000, man, but kind of died off and stopped moving for a while.
Oh, good. It happens like that sometimes. But we're gonna get the channel back up. We're gonna get the channel to 1K before April.
Whew.
Speaking of that, we got to do a live show UFC 299.
For real. All right. First prop play that I'm gonna plug in from this one, and this is just one that I had liked overall anyway, and we talked about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the opposite of it. I'm going to go with Jacopoto, and I'm going to go with his fantasy points.
Fantasy points. All right, let's
Yep.
put that.
So the one thing that I will say for people too is don't be afraid to take unders. Like
Never.
Legit, do not be afraid to take unders on these players, because a lot of the times the prop sites, they're putting these lines at their average and maybe adding 1 or 2 points above their average in regards to what they get on a night in night out basis. So you actually not being scared to take their unders on props, it will help you out in the long run in regards to actually hitting. Like, I mean, I can show you guys prime examples from like last night in regards to it. Because I know like this right here going up in this game, James Harden under 25.5. There was no Paul George. I understood that. I got that. But Harden realistically is not the same scoring Harden that we've seen over the past several years. Also, the Kings don't give up that many rebounds to opposing point guards. This was one where it was good to take the under on. Same thing like with Kawhi Leonard. If you look at him statistically for the season, even without Paul George, he doesn't crush over 47 fantasy points that often. He's hovering right around about 42, 43 fantasy points on the season. So that's why I was okay with taking some of these unders in this game, which honestly, if Harrison Barnes didn't go supernova and Norman Powell didn't get the last little bit of garbage time running those last 3 minutes, I would have hit this one too.
I think I got a very interesting prop for you.
All right, what you got?
In that game stack, I'm just on props.cash doing my last
Oh,
bit
he's about to say Obi Toppin, y'all.
No.
He about to say Obi Toppin. Take Obi Toppin.
Wait, does Obi Toppin even have props up?
I'm pretty sure he does. Watch Obi.
I hope not.
He got points and rebounds and points. Go ahead and get your Obi Toppin bits in, y'all.
Well, since you gave us Raptors players, let me go ahead and give you a pacer. TJ McConnell to go over 11 points in. So I'm looking at
11 points and rebounds?
Yeah, just to go over 11 points and rebounds. Because I'm looking at it in the games that he's played without Aaron Nesmith. He's 80%. He has an 80% hit rate in his last 10 games without Nesmith. All of last season when he played without Nesmith, or really since 2022, when he's played without Nesmith, he's had a 64% hit rate, so that's not bad. And then in his last 20, he's got a decent hit rate as well. So I don't mind the 11 here for a game stat.
Okay. I think I got another one, which is little if, because I don't normally take these props right here. But I'm going with Pascal Siakam under on his turnovers.
Pascal. But you don't mess with turnovers? I feel like sometimes
I don't normally do turnover props unless they're like Luka whenever they have him at the 3.5. Just because I know like Luka turns the ball over a shit ton.
Yeah. They're usually lucrative, and you just pick the right players. Yeah,
I'm gonna take Pascal Siakam under on his turnovers.
You can go ahead and add my boy Scotty. That's one of my favorite today, the fantasy score.
You said his fantasy score?
Yeah, fantasy score over.
I lost it. Oh, there it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let me see if I can't look at some pacers, some more pacers.
Yeah, give us that final under.
I'm trying to find one. No, I'm not gonna do that.
That's probably the one you have to do.
Nah, this will be the game No, I was looking at Nimberhard taking the under on his PRA, but then again, there's no Nesmith, so he's gonna end up getting those shots and that burn that Nesmith normally gets anyway. That's not a good one. I might.
Can I interest you in a prop?
Which one?
19.5 points.
For who? You said Mathurin?
Mathurin. 5 points.
Oh, you want to go with the demon?
I was just looking at it. Let
You
me
want to
go
go with
look.
the demon?
Let me look at the numbers real quick. It's actually hit it pretty decently without Neesmith. Bridges under PL. Don't hate that.
Yes.
Don't hate that. Don't hate that.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think I already have him on the slip actually for the under.
There you go. So there you go. That's a double thumbs up right there. Looking at Matherin here.
I don't trust him. He's not aggressive enough. He doesn't actually take the shot attempts. And the Grizzlies, even though they've been missing players, have actually still played very good defense. And I want to say on the season, he's like a 50 to close to 60% under on his PRA.
Oh, there you have it, folks.
One more good one. One more good one. I already got Poto. I feel like we're missing. Ooh. Quickly. Let me look at some quickly plays real quick.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Halliburton or quickly. One of these two is gonna be. It's gonna be it.
Halliburton.
No, you know what? I know which one I'm gonna take.
Yeah, I can't.
Never mind. I already got him. That's something else. I was gonna say I could take. I had another one I was looking at for Siakam. His points and rebounds under. That actually has hit for me quite a bit.
Points and rebounds under?
Yes, Siakam, I've taken that quite a bit, and he actually, surprisingly, does not hit that too often.
So would you rather take that over or turnovers look better?
No, I'm gonna stick with the turnovers.
All right, bet.
You know what's interesting? Halliburton has not hit this assist line in a while. And I understand the minute limit thing he had going on, but even since being off the minutes limit, he's only hit this once in his last 10 games.
12?
Yeah.
Or...
The 12. He's at 12.
Right on the money. Any Miles Turner props over or unders?
I ain't touching Miles Turner with a 10-foot pole.
What's his fantasy score? I mean, if it's at like 33,
32.5.
Oh shit! I got it right on the money. 33.5. I actually don't mind that, but no.
I mean, I can see it considering that Toronto gives up roughly 42 fantasy points to the opposing centers. He's hit the over on that in 6 out of his last 10. Yeah, he's been killing it. He's played very well. And I mean, going up against Poto defense, I don't mind it. I could see.
Where's the blocks and steals? Because he's gonna need it. Nope, they don't have no blocks and steal props for him. Not surprised. His defensive rebounds at 6 is not bad. Poto to get 3 offensive rebounds. That feels like
Nothing else sticks out for me on this one now. Nothing else is like.
Well, if you throw in the Matherin Demon, that's a 5 pick for 20x.
Yeah, I might. All right, so we got a 5 pick on. We got Jakob for his fantasy score, TJ McConnell for his points and rebounds, Pascal Siakam under on his turnovers, Scotty Barnes for over 42.5 fantasy points, and Benedict Mathurin for over 19.5 points. You know what? We're sitting here looking at the Demons. Let me see. Yeah, let's see. What's Halliburton's assist line? Alternate. Now, if this is okay, 9.5 assists. I can see definitely taking that for Halliburton. 10 assists. He's cleared that in pretty much every single game. I realistically could see him getting 10, 11 assists versus the 12, 13 assists, if I'm being honest.
I don't want to get a 21x, though. pick. I want that 25.
On that 25 or more. Hold on.
Let me see.
Let's see. Let's look at some of the combos. We got Halliburton and Scotty Barnes assist combos at 19. Already got the what we call it, so can't take that. Rebound combo, Miles Turner, Jacopoto, 16.5. Both of them have players that eat into their rebounds on each team. It's like the presence of Chu with Jalen Duren. That rebound one might not be
I was
bad.
looking at 20. You just need both of them to get 10.
Yeah, and Duren's at least getting about, I say 12 to 13 rebounds today.
We can add that one.
That's easy. It's not a game start.
Actually, I got another one for you. Miles Turner and Bam to 18 rebounds or 19 rebounds. Bam is going to play pretty much all the minutes he can handle anyway.
All right. We're going to go with the Miles Turner. Bam. This bumps it up to a 37x. The main guy we're going to need is going to be this boy, Benny Math, to go out here and get us that 19.5. Now, if you guys don't agree with the Pascal Siakam 1.5 turnovers, you definitely can switch this out. I do like the under on his points and rebounds. I do like the under on that one. Very good hit rate on that. And also just the defense that they actually do have at the power forward position is actually pretty good for the Raptors. So I do not mind that one. But right now, I am going to personally lock in the 1.5 rebounds. As you guys can see, I literally play $10 on all of my slips right now, simply because that is my unit size, that is my bankroll management, and that is what legit actually keeps me playing and not depositing like a lot of people end up having to do. So use your unit size, play your bankroll, definitely. But locking this in, just played it. Hopefully we can win 370. And if you guys are looking for the rest of the other game stacks, I will have those dropped on the Patreon. For the link for that will be down to below, along with the core for tonight. That will be posted as well. And I might actually post up on the Twitter my ice soccer plays. I might, but I will tell you for sure. I do have Mario as over for his points. That was one that I was already on for today. I do have that one.
Speaking of soccer, how my soccer slip is doing, and it looks like it's gonna be green.
Nice.
Well, let me see how much. Let me see how much time is left in the game before I take an early victory lap. As you know how them unders go, before you know it, your shit can change.
True. See what they got for specials. They got Dante DiVincenzo and Pasta for 8.5 threes, shots on goals. Hallie, Connor McDavid for 3 shots on goals, and Quickly and Kane for 3s and shots on goals.
Yeah, soccer play cash, so we up. Time to throw some money on that 5 pick.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for us. Hopefully, you guys were able to get something. Almost a 2-hour-long stream. We will definitely have to do this again. Maybe the next time I'll be over on Easy's channel, and we'll be going over the MMA cards.
Definitely. We definitely got $2.99 live stream for sure. Like,
hey, if you're doing it, I'm off this weekend, so
facts.
Let me know.
Yeah. $2.99 is next weekend, so probably like next Monday or so we could do a video on it.
Yeah.
You know, about DraftKings plays, because that's gonna be a big card. There's gonna be a lot of money to be made because that's the card right before 300 too. So yeah, most definitely. But appreciate
I got you, Davis. I will upload those hockey plays.